Hey YouTube, here's Heiko. Today not in my garage, but I'm sitting in my truck, a 2017 Nissan Frontier that I just got a few weeks ago. And I'm personalizing it a little bit. So today I'm putting on a steering wheel cover. It's not one of those slip-on ones. I don't like those. I wanted one that's real leather and it gets stitched on. And I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. I'm not going to turn this into a how-to video and have you follow along because the process is supposed to take over an hour. And I don't think it's that exciting. I'm just following the manufacturer's recommendations and a couple tips that I learned online in the University of YouTube. So I'm just going to show you real quick and then maybe I show you the end product later. All right, let me turn the camera around. Yeah, so this is it. My steering wheel, believe it or not, in 2017, they're still selling, or they sold vehicles that have like plastic steering wheels, like this rubbery, foamy, whatever material that is. And I just hate the feel. This is a real leather, or what do they call it? Most inexpensive leather furniture is not made out of real hide. It is leather with a layer of polyurethane, and then the grain that you see is pretty much stamped on. So I'm assuming this is what that is. It's called I just learned that term the other day. So like I said, most cheap leather furniture is that way. It is leather plus polyurethane plus some stamping. I just forgot the term. Maybe I put a little note somewhere in the description down below if you really need to know. So yeah, this is really inexpensive, made in China, 10 bucks off of Amazon. I figure if I don't like it, I just cut it off and throw it away. There is a company called Real Skins. They make the same type of thing. You can get multicolor, you can get perforated leather. They're about 50 bucks. I'm doing this just to experiment with it. The Wheel Skins steering wheel covers is for sure real cowhide, so it's probably higher quality. They also say that they reinforce the little stitching holes. This one here off of Amazon, I picked the one that had the highest approval rating. I'm following mostly the instructions. They say to do some dummy stitches where you have a spoke. I might not do that. We'll see. And I'm also adding some carpet double-sided tape to the back of it where there is a spoke, because you know there's nothing holding it to the steering wheel. So I'm going to try that out. I learned that online in a YouTube video. I already started stitching here. This is what it's going to look like. You have to really pull it tight. The company that makes this one here, I'm not affiliated with those guys. It's this brand here, DIY car steering. I'm not even going to try to say the name, but they had like 4.5 or 4.7 stars and 2,000 reviews on Amazon, so that's why I went with those guys. They also have many different sizes, so you measure the diameter of your steering wheel and also the circumference at the thickest point, and then that pretty much tells you which size to order. So they have like small, medium, large, but then they also have medium minus and medium plus, depending on whether or not the normal medium will fit your steering wheel or not. So you can go up half a size or down half a size. So that's pretty nice. So far so good. I've only done this far. Here's of course one seam in the middle, and that needs to be right in the middle at the bottom. I hope it's gonna work out. Gonna try some tricks here. So some guy in a YouTube video, he says to double stitch always the beginning and the end of a spoke. That kind of pulls it nice and taut around the edges here. And then he was also the guy suggesting some double-sided tape under here so it stays on and flat and looks good. And most people say it takes about 45 minutes. All right, this has been 4 minutes. I'll stop it now and I will show you later and tell you if I ran into any major issues. All right, guys. Bye. All right, guys, has been quite a while. I'm still working on stitching my leather steering wheel cover on. I changed a little bit of the process. So the manufacturer says to do dummy stitches around those holes here. I didn't do that because I didn't want it to get wrinkled. Instead, I put double-sided carpet tape made by Scotch under there to have the front get stuck really nicely, and then the back side, let's see if I can show you this. I'm just lacing, I don't know how to speak, lacing the thread through. So in, out, in, out, in, out. That kind of tightens the material, shortens the material a little bit. That helps pulling this all tight. Then initially I had done 2 stitches on each end, there and there. But then the stitches, they pinch down on each other and you have a really hard time tightening it. And then what happened, I used the tip of the needle. Here, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I used the needle to go under the string to pull it. And of course, I had to run the needle right through the string, and it damaged the string here. So I had to open it up all again. So now I'm just doing 1 stitch and then pass the string on the back side, as I just showed you, and then start over again. And you have to remember the number of holes that you skip on the front has to be exactly equal on the back side. So you have to do a little bit of counting. And then, you know, I turn the engine on once in a while, so I have power steering, and just turn the wheel where it's most convenient for me to work. So now I'm already, it's 3/4 around. I'm here. I'm about to go into that next big spoke. I again put some double-sided tape down so that I can push this down and then pull on both sides. So you know, get it as taut and tight as possible on each side, and then the tape will do the rest. And from my estimation, I might even have enough string left to finish it up. It came with 3 of those little packages, and each had a needle in it. One I damaged, that's here. That would have been my emergency backup plan if I didn't have enough. But yeah, with this straight stitch method that I'm doing, so you're going literally like I said, there are equal amount of holes on the back as in the front. So I'm going from the front directly straight back to the back side, and then going to the next hole is like a diagonal line over to the next, kind of like following the instructions. That the instructions are actually, considering that this product is made in China, the instructions are actually pretty clear and pretty precise, and they give you a nice close-up. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. This is a little far open. The string is kind of visible, but you know, this is an aftermarket $10 steering wheel cover, and the upper section here and the sections in between the spokes almost feels like you have a leather wrapped steering wheel. The only part where it's not quite as pretty is where, you know, the plastic steering wheel sticks out. But there's nothing that you can do about it unless you want to buy a $800, $900 steering wheel. And I like this feel much better than the plastic that I was grabbing before. There are a couple lines in here. They're still visible. Those are design lines in the plastic steering wheel underneath. There's nothing I can do about that either. I could have filled it with something, but you know, let's not overdo it. And other than that, it really feels good. Made the steering wheel, of course, a little thicker too. So I love this improvement. I've not done yet. I haven't poked myself in the finger. Oh, and I have another recommendation for you. If you work on this and you get yourself a pair of those nitrile coated fabric gloves, they sit really tight on my hands. They give you a really grippy surface to hold onto the string and the needle. So I'm usually controlling the needle with my right hand. not wearing a glove on my right hand and just feed it through. So I'm always going from the back hole directly into the next front underneath, and then pull with my left hand on the string, and it gives me just enough grip and protection. Initially I did it without my glove and immediately pulled the string right into my skin here. Hurt a little bit, but then I got just a left hand glove and it's going flawlessly. And I really like how this turned out. And the color, I mean, you know, the truck is not the prettiest to start with. It's all plasticky in here, you know. Nissan Frontier is definitely not a luxurious truck, but the color matches almost perfectly. So thumbs up for this product. Aully Park, whatever the brand is. I'm happy with it, and I'm going to finish it up and I'm going to show you the final product. Bye. All right, guys, I finished strong. Looks pretty good. I would say quality wise, this is not 100% centered, but that's how it goes. You know, you start in one direction and you're deforming leather and then suddenly it's not. So I give it an 8 out of 10 on my happiness scale. In some sections, I probably pulled the string a little tighter than in others. I'm hoping that over time this all evens out. And then I finished right there, and as it happened, both strings of course ended up on the same side, so not pulling against each other, which was the plan. It just not happened because of 11 holes left open here in this massive spoke. But I still got 2 nuts under there, and I haven't tucked it in yet. I just wanted to show you, I kind of fed it under a 4 for those stitches. So one piece I pulled this way, one piece I pulled that way. Now I just need to tug it in there, and then I'm going to massage this a little bit so the knot, it's like a double knot, is not poking out and making a bump here. But overall, let's turn the steering wheel. Yeah, let's turn the steering wheel. V6 roaring into life, and the heater kicking on. Come on now. All right, better. Yeah, overall, it sticks here really well with that double-sided tape. So is it here and here as well. This is probably all going to stretch and massage and work itself into place. I'm assuming that the nylon string that they used is not going to stretch, but the leather. So then if there are slight little gaps here, they are going to come together, and it's all going to even out. And I am really happy. $10.99, 2-day shipping from Amazon. Weird company name, Park. Guys, I hope this will help you guys get motivated to do that on your own cheapo car. If you have a car that doesn't have a leather wrapped steering wheel, and you don't like those dumb ones that just go around here and leave like a 1/2-inch gap in the middle, and you kind of like the feel of a thicker leather wrapped steering wheel like I do, get yourself a $10 steering wheel wrap or cover and do some stitching for 45 minutes. Love it. You guys, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I might make some more videos. Take care.